Hi guys, and welcome back to Milk Mummies. I'm Rachel Adder, your host, and today I'm joined by Casting Director Leanne Flinn, a woman whose eye for talent has shaped commercials, music videos, award-winning films, and so many exciting visual stories. Beyond the credits, Leanne is also a mum navigating the beautiful chaos of motherhood while thriving in a fast-paced creative industry. We're diving into her story, her craft, and how motherhood has reshaped the way she sees life, work, and herself. So, guys, I was just saying to Leanne before we started rolling, she's the first person to be using the mugs.
I am so excited.
So I'm so happy. Thank you so much for indulging me. I'm so happy. Oh, my goodness. How are you today?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm good. I had some good news off camera, which I won't say yet because I can't say yet, but I'm very excited. And Leanne was there to just calm me a bit because I was super excited. But no, I'm really, really good. How is it?
Such an exciting morning for you.
Yeah, which is great. So I'm going to try and control myself and be coherent. But
I wish I had have cast it and then I'm giving you the news. But no.
It'd be phenomenal. Thank you so much for coming down today. I'm so looking forward to picking your brains about how you manage the casting world, entertainment world, and also navigating motherhood and trying to find the balance, which we all know isn't necessarily possible. But I'm really looking forward to just digging into how you get it all done.
Thank you for having me.
No
it's so exciting. I've never done like this before.
Yeah.
So it's definitely outside my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And I was just saying that being a casting director, being on camera, like, what do I look like? It's so bizarre. Even though I trained in it.
Yeah, of course.
It's
Yes,
like
yes, you
so
did.
long ago.
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah.
Before we go back into like the education and how you came up into casting, I guess I know you kind of started off more like sort of street casting, very much on the ground. What originally drew you into casting in general?
I just love it. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's just incredible, and another side to the creative person that I am.
Yeah.
And it was so nice to be able to give actors a chance. Yeah, I mean, I kind of fell into it completely. So and that was very exciting as well. So I had like production first of all. I was like a runner, a PA type thing,
Okay,
and then I worked at Partisan as a runner.
Yes.
And there would be like all the runners' room. It was so exciting and so fun, and they were all like graduates out of uni. But I was a little bit older because I'd already been doing a bit of acting, a bit of teaching.
Got you.
So I was a little bit older, and I fitted right in with them.
Yeah.
But I kind of had more of a drive maybe then. Perhaps they all thought that they might be directors or producers, and they were kind of on that journey.
I see.
Anytime there was a casting session, they would be saying, "Oh, we've got to go and do a casting." So at first I was like, "What? You're going to a casting?
Yeah.
Oh, what? You're acting?" And they were like, "No, we're helping run it." And I was like, "Oh, okay, right." So then I'd go down as well, and then I was like, This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Because I saw the process.
Oh, that's amazing.
And then, that kind of
From
happened.
there. But with the whole sort of street casting side of things, did that give you a bit more of an edge when you were looking for faces and things? Because I guess with street casting, I feel like you're on the ground, you're meeting everyday people constantly all the time. So you're just seeing the uniqueness and the rawness of people. Does that give you a different approach to how you cast things?
Yeah, I think so, for sure, because you're seeing people for who they are. And, like, I know we use the term real people, and everyone hates that. But
what does it mean?
Because actors are real, obviously. But there's just something about that. Yeah, like you say, there's an edge to the person, or there's... I mean, as soon as you just say to someone on the street, like, tell me a bit about yourself, they open it up. And, like, the stories that I heard, like, it's incredible. They just open their heart to you. Yeah. It's really nice. I really loved that part of it. Yeah. And, it took me really far, and it was amazing to do street casting. And, I worked on Top Boy with Des Hamilton. He brought me in to street cast. Obviously, he was the casting director. Yeah. And like finding those kids, some of those kids, and that was very exciting.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Now, you've just mentioned Top Boy. Like, your credits are incredible. I know Plan B's videos and commercials and things like that help create and elevate and shift where you are today. But what projects have left like maybe a more defining or meaningful memory to you?
Okay, probably This Girl Can.
Okay, yeah.
That was all street cast again. That was with Kim Gehrig, the amazing director Kim Gehrig. Yeah. And I had a team of brilliant people on that as well. And we went out and literally found people in running clubs. The runner, I know the one guy that went and found her, the main runner, that was her first ever part run.
Wow. Okay.
And then she was elevated, and she was one of the faces of This Girl Can and still is. And then we found netball teams, and I remember online searching for people as well. We do more of that these days, but we still went and met them as well. But I found these ladies that swum in the Liverpool docks.
Wow.
They were just so fun.
Yeah.
And I think it was like back then a few tweets and things, it wasn't like massive social media, but we went and met them, and I got in the Liverpool dock and swam with them.
Did you?
I did, just because I was I'm coming in to see what it's like.
I mean, sorry, no, that's great for you. I feel any bit of water or ocean or river in this country, to me, I automatically go to freezing cold. So what was that like?
It was cold.
Oh my goodness.
I was so happy to be there with them. They were infectious.
Yeah.
And so that was fun.
I'm still in this space. What was life like for you before motherhood? I know you've just given like a really healthy description. You're busy. You're
very
casting.
busy. Yeah. I mean, I think when I was working on some of those projects, or like back on feature films where we were like literally walking the streets, and like one feature film, Catch Me Daddy, where I was like looking for gang members in the streets of Manchester. That was really exciting. But looking back now, obviously that would be very different. I wouldn't be able to do that with having a child. So though, there are different parts of your job that need to change, and they do change, and they shift along the way. And obviously really grateful for them back then. Yeah.
Okay. Did you know you always wanted to be a mum?
No, definitely not.
All right.
I was never one of those kids that thought about having kids. I don't think I really played with dolls. I think I was just more teddy bears and things. And I just, I just kind of went through life. It was almost like skipping through fields. I think somebody said that in my like A-level book or something, saying, what's Leanne most likely going to be doing? And it was something like that, just like... And I did feel like I just kind of went through not thinking about family and things. But I never thought about it.
Yeah, okay. So how did that whole process of, I guess, entering motherhood begin for you? What did that look like?
Well, it was quite, it was horrible actually, because mid-30s, I think, my periods began to change a little bit, and I went to the doctors and I kind of pushed for just a reason why, and they just say, well, it can happen, that can happen, but I think I don't know what it was, but I just pushed, and I got then I went to a consultant, and she just landed with me, you've got premature ovarian insufficiency, which means you're very unlikely going to be able to have a child. Just so bluntly like that, with absolutely no preparation, because even having tests, she never said what might be or anything. So it was completely out the blue, and completely shocked me. And then that realization, I might not be able to have children. I didn't even know if I want children, but now that feels devastating. So, and I wasn't with anyone, and, again, hard, because you don't know, well, what if I meet someone now and then they want children and I can't have them. So, but luckily but a year later I did meet George, and we very early on knew that we were kind of made for each other, and on our third date we were discussing he'd brought up kids, and then I just felt like I could be honest with him, so that was nice.
It was good. Like, as you said, you obviously met him a year after you received the news, but what I love when you're a bit older and dating, just the directness. Everybody knows what they want. Everyone's kind of like, okay, where are you? How do we make this jigsaw puzzle work? So that's quite great to
definitely.
To
so sure. I mean, I had to say to him, like, if it's going to happen, we have to go through donor egg IVF.
Got you.
And he said, if we get that to that stage, I'll be supportive, and I'll do what we need to do. So.
What was that whole process like? Because it's not one that I know much about. So that was egg donor IVF.
Yeah.
What is that like?
So it's a similar to IVF, obviously, but I didn't have to go through anything the poor women have to go through
the
IVF and the injections and everything,
yeah.
because a lovely woman did that for me.
Got you.
So,
Okay.
so we found a donor, and and they obviously prepared her for the IVF, and then we got the eggs, and then they were made into embryos.
Yeah.
And then we had the fresh transfer. So, well, first of all, they check all the embryos, and quite a lot of them were developing. But then they said, "Oh, we're so sorry, but there's only one viable one."
Oh,
so
right, I see.
they were going to freeze the others in case we wanted siblings, but they said there's only one viable. We'll just try it and hope for the best. And luckily, it worked, and that was Mirabelle.
Well.
So
I
she's
love
our
that.
little miracle.
So in terms of like, so typically with that process, as you said, they check and see what's viable. Is there maybe like an estimation of how many eggs would be viable, or do you just simply don't know? You gotta just
you don't
see?
know. I mean, they did a good. I can't remember how many there were, but they did a good egg collection. I remember, and then the embryo, making them into embryos. They kind of watched them every day develop, and they even film them and everything. There was like, so it's bizarre and amazing. And then we have the embryo transfer, and so I think I've still got a photograph of them. Of the embryo inside me, which is like the first moment of Mirabelle. So that's special.
What was that? So you've overcome and you've gone through this process, which I know would have been quite challenging to deal with anyway. What was the rest of that journey like before baby girl was here with you?
It was amazing because I really didn't know how I would feel about it, but I embraced it and I absolutely loved being pregnant. It was so amazing. It was it did feel really like a miracle and a special time in my life. And early on, it was the pandemic. So about a month in or about 6 weeks, I think, when we found out, and then I was pregnant.
Yeah.
So all the scans were. I think we went for a private scan first because we was worried and we wanted to make sure it worked and everything. And so we were like driving to Harley Street to get a private scan, and then just no cars on the road.
Oh my goodness. That's one thing I think I wish I did go into central London, cheekily, go into central London and see what that must have been like, because it just would have been a different world.
Yeah, it was,
just because it was so...
It was bizarre,
empty.
that. So... And then obviously we were locked down. So I hid my pregnancy from work and I just worked all the way through.
Yeah.
I was on Zoom.
So you're only going to see me from my forehead to my neck. That's it. Was that a conscious choice, or was it just so happened if you're on Zoom calls or phone calls, people aren't going to see your whole body. There's no reason for them to.
Yeah.
But did you just consciously
I think it was a conscious choice because I was worried that the industry might make me make assumptions that I wouldn't be working as hard, or I wouldn't be able to do certain jobs, and especially with like the street cast element. I mean, luckily with that, obviously I wasn't just doing street casting back then, but we couldn't go out street casting because no one was out, and you wouldn't be allowed to do that. So everything, if there were street cast type jobs, then we were online research based ones. But yeah, I don't know what's my train of thought now.
No, it was. What did you consciously choose to hide?
Yeah, I think I did hide because I was just a bit worried that directors and producers might think that I wouldn't be working as hard or something. I don't know.
No,
and also you have to work doubly hard because you know that there's going to be little to no maternity pay.
Yes, that too as well. Being self-employed, freelancer, that sort of thing. I think we have to think about finances in a very different sort of way. And it's true, if you have a quiet, it ricochets.
Yeah.
If it's a quiet month, you have to, you need to either make up the quietness or to figure out what you're going to do. So I understand.
Pretty hard for you to hide a pregnancy though as an actor.
Hi, profiles please. And they're like, there's the bump. No, but it's like, even that time, I think my agents knew, etc., when it was time to for them to know. And I did book a job, and I think I'd booked something before I had discovered I was pregnant. So what was amazing was everybody was completely fine and accepting, etc. So costume just tailored things for me, which is quite cool. So I know exactly when like baby was on screen for her first job, and on that particular job she also moved for the first time. And I remember it was just before a take, and I felt this like I had no idea what it was going to feel like. So it felt like just this rush of bubbles or like something really soft moving in you.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is that? And I was like, she's moving for the first time. And they were just about to go action. And then my scene partner went, are you okay? And I was like, I think the baby just moved. So everybody just stopped and was like, oh my God, amazing. So even to have that as quite welcoming and not, it didn't come, nobody seemed to find it to be like a negative thing, like we're losing time or anything. It was nice that we had that moment there.
That's really beautiful. So and it's so nice to hear, because I feel like things have changed and changed for the better.
Yeah.
So I feel like a few years ago it may not have been.
I think I would have
or you might have been more worried and about saying anything and not enjoyed that moment.
Yeah, at all. And I think because we had been so transparent before and I felt like I could and my agent supported that, it just all worked really well. So it's true. I'm very aware that that story that I've just shared is very different for some people as well, which is quite nuts when I really think about it. But how did pregnancy and birth shift who you are creatively and professionally? But even before that, actually, what was your birth like, if you don't mind sharing?
Oh yeah, go for it. So I had an elected C-section.
Okay.
So yeah, I decided. I think somebody from the consultant, the whole IVF process said to have it. Well, he did say it.
Yeah.
And then every time I had an NHS appointment, they were saying, why do you want a C-section? I was like, I just really want it because the consultant advised I do. I thought it was something to do with maybe the positioning of my womb. Or, would that be a thing? I don't know. I can't remember what it was.
Everybody's different, so maybe.
Or that it was small or something.
Okay.
And then so I just kept pushing it, and every time I would have to say, "No, I really want a C-section. I really want a C-section," and it was quite hard to so you have to push that much every time. Yeah. But I did have it, so that was all good.
Yeah, and then obviously recovery. I know C-section recoveries are very, very difficult.
Yeah,
it changes how you have
recovery was hard work. Immediately, I did have like a blood clot, and so that was a bit scary. Yeah. I mean, we were just chilling out in the recovery area and enjoying the time with Miri, and then suddenly I felt like there was blood, and then I told a consultant, and then they came in, and then they were like, we're gonna just press a button now, and lots of people are gonna come in. That was scary.
Yeah, of course.
And George was just sitting there with Mirabelle, and they were like, you're gonna have to leave. So he just didn't know what to do.
Of course.
So luckily somebody found him, put him in a little room, and gave him a cup of tea with loads of sugar, because I think he was really nervous about what was going on, and I didn't know what was going on, so just let it happen. Luckily I was okay.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, so you've been pregnant, you've had the birth, you've had the situation with the blood clot as well. I wanted to ask, how did pregnancy and birth, how did that shift you creatively or personally, if at all, like shift who you were?
Well, your priorities are with the baby, obviously. I still obviously had a really creative mind and wanted to work and wanted to be creative. Yeah. And I think, do you mean work-wise or just creatively in general?
Maybe just for you as a person now. You've been through this whole process. Who are you now? Or how do you feel? If that's even an easy question to answer. Yeah.
I do feel like I'm a different person, I think. You kind of have to be, but also still me.
Yeah. No, I hear you completely. And it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. I did have to change things. Like I used to sing in a band, like a Blues Brothers tribute band, which was really good fun.
Amazing.
That I haven't done it since having Mirabelle. I think that was also the pandemic to blame, because we kind of stopped gigging. So that's hard, but I can't imagine myself doing it. I do want to do it. Yeah. But I just don't know. Recently, actually, I went to the Gaia Choir. Have you heard of the Gaia Choir?
I have, son.
Is that how you say it, Gaia?
That's how I say it, so we'll say it wrong together, that's the case.
So happy to do that, because I felt like I could sing again and be free and do something I love. And I think I need to do more of that, because it does make me happy.
Please do. I miss being on stage. I think my last gig was, Zena was, I think I was 7 months pregnant at the time. And then I haven't been on a stage for a gig since, so I miss it so much. So like if there's like an I don't know, a role where the character is singing. That's great. I get to do that. I sing at home. I'm practicing stuff, and it's just like the one thing I'm curious about is like what my endurance is going to be like, because a gig is like a couple of maybe hours a night or whatever, however long the length of the set is.
I think that's going to be the hardest thing.
And also being on my feet in heels for the whole night. That's the one thing I'm curious to see what that's going to be about. What surprised you the most about entering motherhood?
That I was capable.
Okay.
If you ask any of my friends and family, I think they were just completely shocked that I did it.
Really?
Yeah. That I actually attempted it, and they were,
and I won. I'm winning.
They're like, but you're actually quite natural at it. I was like, am I? That's amazing. I think I just didn't let it affect me too much. Same with George. We both just really chilled with it, and just
nice.
Mirabelle's part of our family, so she just came everywhere with us, and
that's exactly what we do too as well. I think they just, as best as you can, slot in, and then you just carry on, and then that's also their normal, so it won't be it's not unusual for them either. Things. So no, I completely understand that. Do you feel as though, do you feel as though motherhood may have sharpened or changed your eye as a casting director?
Oh, that's a good one, isn't it? Has it sharpened or changed my eye?
Yeah. Bit of a random one.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it necessarily has. Maybe just in terms of what you end up watching. Maybe you're watching different shows, and I actually, because obviously you watch kids' TV and stuff sometimes, and then you're like, you appreciate it a bit more and think, I'd quite like to do kids' TV stuff, casting wise, or I don't know. Yeah. There's but I don't think it's shifted.
Maybe the stories that you want to cast? Is that in terms of the stories that you'd be telling?
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, perhaps I am a little bit more when you read things like, but again, I think that's just the change in the industry maybe. Okay. But things like, I don't know whether like if you're going to go down that route, you're definitely going to need an intimacy coordinator, and you're definitely going to need this and that. And I don't know.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe I am a little bit more patient with mums.
Got you. No, fair enough.
With actors that are mums. And also on like with children and things as well coming in. Yeah. Definitely with children, because you just know that they need a bit more time. Yeah.
I hear you.
If you're seeing them in a casting.
Yeah. And then like also even with the casting space, I know for me, if I need to bring Zena with me on the job because my partner can't have her, or I haven't been able to sort out childcare, I will always let the casting house know that this is the situation. I'll tell my agent, who lets them know. How do you sort of navigate that space if anyone's coming to see you and they're having to have they had to bring their kid along with them for whatever reason?
I always say, please bring them. Yeah. We'll always manage, The casting studios are so nice, and even if there isn't someone, even if I don't have an assistant there, there'll be somebody in the reception that will help. But also I just say, bring the child in, let them watch you, if you are okay with that. Yeah.
You touched on, obviously you kept your pregnancy quite low-key into yourself because you were aware, or you were worried about how it could be received or perceived by directors, producers, etc. How has that, with you coming off sort of fresh out of motherhood, how did you navigate that space? Did you find any challenges or not?
No, not too much. I'd started to tell people, obviously, when I'd had her, and I was very excited about having her. So I felt like I'd posted a lot on social media, and then perhaps too much. That's what I thought maybe. But I still was getting work, and luckily some people did come to me after like 2 months and say, do you want some work? And I was like, yes, please.
Yes, please, thank you.
Others kind of may have decided to leave me alone, and that I felt a bit like that was a shame, because maybe they should have asked me if I was ready to go back to work, and then I would have said yes or no. Yeah. But I was definitely grateful for the work, because like we say, it was hard. Yeah, hard to come by once you're on that maternity leave.
Yeah, I see. I know, obviously, again, for actors, like we can definitely bring our kids in if we need to. How do you guys navigate that space? Because now you're obviously having to balance career and ambition, and then also motherhood. Yeah. I know for you, you won't be able to bring your little one to a casting process if it's going to be like it's going to take hours to do, etc. Yeah. How do you navigate that?
Yeah, that was hard. I mean, at the beginning, again, she was only a few months old, and we were still on Zoom, so that was lucky. And I remember one particular time we were in, I think it was we were living at my mum and dad's in a bubble kind of thing.
Yeah.
So at that point, luckily had mum, because George was working in another room upstairs and I'd be working in a room, and then my mum would be looking after the baby, and then you'd hear her cry and I'd be like, I'm so sorry, I'm just going to go and get her, and then breastfeed while we were just turn off camera and on Zoom. But luckily that worked out. I don't know how I would have managed that. I really don't know how I would have managed. That's why I was very grateful for COVID in a way.
No, I know. COVID was definitely, again, a very personal experience to everyone, depending on what they were facing and the challenges. But any benefits, or rather positives, are similar to things like that, where either new families are getting to spend more time together, or those who have been working too much or at a super fast pace, they got a chance to slow down. I think it gave everybody a chance to reframe and reassess what's important and reconnect in a certain way. So that's really lovely to hear, for sure.
Yeah, I know it was very tough for some people, but I think it shifted so many things in our industry, especially, that I think sometimes for the better. I don't know. I think it gave, like with self-tapes, I know that's still a big debate, but I do think it does give people more of an opportunity, because there'll definitely be some people that wouldn't be seen for those roles.
Yeah.
That's true. Even for the smaller one-liner roles in TV shows and things, I think that opened up. I've definitely noticed more actors that we may have seen for commercials and now getting those smaller parts.
I see. Okay.
That's great for them, because maybe they wouldn't have been seen before instead.
So that's awesome. So with the world of casting and how fast-paced it is, how are you balancing things? How are you finding it all?
We just do. Well, Mirabelle now is at school, so it's really different.
Yeah,
because I have a lot more time to do stuff, so that's good. And then, I mean, every time I have a casting session in person, luckily I know a few days at least in advance, so just make it work. So somebody goes and picks her up either. Again, my mum, we've actually moved closer to them, so that's good. Or George works from home a lot too, so it isn't just down to me, which is great. So, yeah.
Okay, so the juggle, basically.
Definitely the juggle.
Juggle continues.
Well, we did, before she was at school, she had the childminder a couple of days a week. They were amazing. And then I had this thing called Jago's House membership, which was incredible. And they have a workspace, a creche, a gym, Pilates studio, a cafe, and then I could go and work in the workspace and put her in the creche for up to 3 hours a day. So that was always handy as well.
Yeah. So places and resources like that, it's so important to know if you can, know what's around your local area, or connect to other mums where they're using systems like that, because then it can just add extra support, hopefully, to people's spaces.
I was fortunate to have that at Founders member rates, and I won the first year membership, so it was doable for me, but I know it can be quite expensive now, so it depends.
I mean, London.
But I think
we love you, but thank you.
Yeah, I know. But I think if you find something that works for you, it's probably worth it, because if you're going to pay gym membership separate, that it probably is balances it out.
Exactly. What does a good day look like for you as a mum and a casting director? If you're holding both of those two things together.
Just a positive response for the casting, which is nice to hear. That the director likes everyone and that my child is behaving. She's really good though. She's so great, and I think I'm lucky just to have one. Just to juggle one is enough for me. So.
No, I hear. We often hear the leap from 1 to 2 apparently is nuts. So whether you have 1 or 5, I'm like, I just have the utmost respect for you, period. That is it. I don't need to know any more than that.
But the leap from 2 to 3 is easier. So
apparently. So I'm like, okay, I believe you. It's just fine.
I just skip 2.
Whenever the days are quite tough or challenging, and whether you're feeling that sense of overwhelm or maybe potential burnout, things like that, how do you give yourself grace? How do you fill your own cup if ever you feel run down or overwhelmed at times?
So that's a hard one.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm pretty rubbish. I just will scroll on social media. I think that's probably I love Reformer Pilates. That does take me out of. I feel like I'm in a different place when I'm there. I just concentrate on that, and I forget about everything when I'm doing that. I guess those things good.
Nah, I hear you completely.
Going for walks.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely walks as well. That's always good.
You'd obviously mentioned earlier, I'm just circling back a little bit now in terms of, I guess, all things casting and navigating that space, and how, I guess, actors are able to get that bit extra support when they come into a room with you and things like that. What would you like to see more, or maybe less of, in the industry when it comes to supporting mothers or parents in general?
Well, I've thought about this, and I thought maybe something like childcare on set.
Yeah.
Because you probably can, for a casting, you probably can get a friend to help you out for an hour or two, or even 10 minutes if it's like a commercial casting. And then, however, once you're on set, you need, if you're breastfeeding especially, you need to be there. You need your child to be there. Or I also think it would be a good space to have this for directors, producers, other members of people on set, because everyone needs that childcare at times.
Support,
So I have a friend who is a casting director and a director, but she had a child, and then she had a directing job pretty soon after having the child, and they didn't have any provisions for her, and she had to put her child in nursery at home, and then the job was like in Devon or somewhere.
Got you.
Just move this.
That's right, yeah. Delicately. Oh, good.
So her job was like in Devon or somewhere.
Yeah.
So she had to move away and then come back on weekends, and that's hard. I feel like maybe a nanny that they could pay for whoever needs it, or there is some kind of childcare.
Yeah. I think so far, I really heard of that happening once, and I'm hoping there are just loads more examples of this, and I just don't know about it. But I recall someone saying, like, I think on that particular job, some of the actors had kids, they had childcare to navigate, but then you had members of the crew as well. So it wasn't just the cast, and whether that person was in makeup or somebody who's like behind the camera or whatever else. It's like they ended up creating like almost like a creche that was organised and coordinated really well, just to make sure that all the parents who were involved on the job, whether it's a mum or a dad, they just didn't have to have that weight on their mind. And it sounded like it worked so incredibly well. And I think that's a phenomenal example of showing that, look, it actually does work.
That can work if we make it.
Precisely.
And also it's probably finding out what everybody's needs are, and then just trying to work that out.
Do you think, I guess, the film, TV, commercial side of things, do you think they're becoming do you think that world is becoming more supportive of mothers or parents?
I hope so. I think so. Yeah. I think if agents work with their actors and the agents work with the casting directors to tell us, then we obviously tell the production company, and we really try and push that. And any needs that they need.
Okay.
So I think it is opening up a bit more, helping.
Cool. So I guess people just, again, shouldn't be afraid to tell you guys what it is that's needed.
I think that's the thing. I think there was this preconceived idea that you don't ask anything, just get the job kind of thing. But actually, I think it is worth asking.
Yeah, I think there's that worry where it's like, if I'm asking too much, maybe it puts me in a negative light for the
or you don't want to look difficult.
Yeah, things like that. That's true.
It's hard, isn't it? But I think at least even broaching it with the casting director is a good first step, and then we can maybe help work out the best way to ask. So they're not being difficult, and they don't want, this isn't a non-negotiable or some, I don't know, but maybe it should be a non-negotiable.
There we go. See, we're making things. We've come up with plans.
If you really can't make, I hate Zooms, to be honest, but if you really can't make it because of an issue, your child's sick or something, you can just explain that and say, please, can I have this? Or say, if we do ask you to come in, then you can ask to do a tape, but not just like, if you can come in, please come in. I think that always will help you really than anything else. But
I couldn't agree more with that. Let me see. So, over the span of your career so far, you're an award-winning casting director. That's who you
quite
are.
Cool.
You've done some very, very, very amazing stuff. what do those, weird question to ask, I think, but I thought I'd still chuck it
Okay.
in. What do those achievements mean to you now as a mum? Because your daughter gets to see what that looks like and what that hard work looks like.
That's really nice actually to think of it in that way. Much more than just me winning an award. I think back when I first, won something like a D&AD or like a British Arrows, it's like incredible feeling for me. And then the more bits and pieces that you do win, you're like, oh, that's cool. I'm always grateful for it. But actually sharing it with her, like she's like, Mummy won an award. And she likes to look at it, and it's very exciting for her.
Awesome.
Actually, when I did get the CDG award, they had to pre-tell us because they had to do a pre-record of it because it was COVID. And actually, I put the picture. I think I actually shared it. I think I had a picture of her with like if she's in the cot lying down with like the award next to her. So
that's brilliant. Has parenthood changed your idea of ambition at all?
Has it changed?
Might not. I don't know.
Yeah, a little bit. I think to be perfectly honest, maybe it paused a bit, my ambition, but I do feel like now she's at school, I feel like I have more of a drive and I want to progress and do something.
Nice. Okay.
But also, I don't know, it's tricky, isn't it? Because there was also a drive to work hard once I had her.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of both.
Yeah. Okay, that push and pull.
Definitely.
I kind of find that with every child that people seem to have, there always seems to be a project that comes with the kid. Did you have one?
Oh, a project that came with the child. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, no, I've had friends who were like, they just really fell in love with this idea of breast milk and how phenomenal it is. They wanted to make breast milk cookies or breast milk cupcakes. So I think they pursued that as a business for a while. But that it just is interesting what weird and wonderful, like just things that kind of just sprout up where maybe you were like, you never thought you could or you would, and suddenly you did, or you just revisited.
There's something I want to do.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
I really want to write a book. Mainly,
Amazing.
I'm not a writer at all. I will be awful at it, but it's about the donor egg IVF, and I tell Mirabelle her story. She knows her journey, so I would like to make a book for her, but then also maybe adapt it for other children that have had the same.
Yeah, no, do that. I think that's a great book idea for sure, and I think it'd probably be a great way as well to help other parents explain it to the little ones, because I didn't even think about if as parents you'd want to let your children know this was the journey and how they came to be. That's phenomenal. That's your idea.
There are books out there because obviously I have read
Fair enough, but I'm hearing it for the first time, so I'm like, yeah, this is great. So we're doing that basically.
Yeah, let's do it.
No, that's amazing. I think that'd be really, really great. Oh,
thanks for like spurring me on. I need to do it.
110%. It's gonna happen, and that's what's happening. How do you balance any client expectations with? It's actually a random one I'm asking now. How do you balance any client expectations with what it is that you do, your creativity,
like deadlines and things? Or?
Yeah, I guess so. Or if you're like, no, this person's really great for something. Like,
yeah, definitely. Always, I think the casting director can always push their favourites onto.
Nice.
And working closely with the director. And normally our like choices are in line, which is good.
Amazing.
Because you do have to be like the director's vision and the eyes when they're not, at the very beginning.
That's true.
So that's always quite good. But then sometimes it's selling that into the client, which is really hard because I'm not in those conversations. And that's what's really difficult. Yeah. The directors normally get what they want. Yeah. But if they don't, it's a shame.
Having that space.
But we normally always have like two excellent choices. We never really have one, we're not sure about. We always normally have two really great choices. So it would be great if either of the actors got the roles.
I hear you. What does your daughter think about what you do?
She's only just realised, I think, recently. Right. So she goes to like ballet and tap and drama now. Mm-hmm. I don't think that she has understood that that's kind of part of my job and my world. Yeah. She just did her first show, which I absolutely loved seeing, and the nativity this week as well.
Amazing.
It was very cute. So, but yeah, in terms of casting, I did a workshop at a kids agency.
Yeah.
Well, it was just, we went and watched kids and it was really lovely actually day doing their monologues and duologues and things. And then one of them said, and this kid is the voice of Peppa Pig. And so we were all just so amazed. I mean,
of course.
there were two of us casting directors in there that have got young children. So we were like, this is so
amazing.
exciting. So Miri has heard Peppa Pig's voice and she said, "But Mummy, how did you meet Peppa Pig?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Because I was working and then so she's like, I want to be a casting director so I can
amazing.
meet Peppa Pig."
Wow. There you go. I mean, that's one way to... Come on, follow me down that line. That's amazing. How are you finding Peppa Pig, by the way? Because I don't watch it, and I don't think I want Zena to watch it because I think Peppa Pig is so rude. I don't know what to say. And I never really considered it until one of my friends were based in America, and she's like, what are you guys doing? Because this pig she's so rude. What the hell? And then I started to pay a bit more attention. I went, oh yeah.
Yeah.
So how are you coping with Peppa Pig?
We don't really watch it anymore. We don't luckily she grew out of it, but she was excited by that. We didn't watch loads of Peppa Pig actually, because I agree it was a bit weird.
Yeah, she's really horrible. And I was like, oh my God.
Bluey's the best, isn't it?
So, I'm obsessed. We're a Bluey household. It's a bit too much. But I think Xena is growing out of Bluey, to be fair. It's starting to be a little bit less and less and less. But I love that it's for the parents too. And you're with them. Yeah. Bandit and Chili, we love you.
Yeah, we
brilliant.
definitely love them.
Oh my goodness. To wrap up, I want to do some quick fire questions for you.
Uh-oh.
So, I'm going to try and not trip over my words, which I always do with quick fire. So forgive me. But okay. Tea or coffee?
Tea.
Ooh,
Green
nice.
tea.
Oh, even better. A role or project you wish you cast?
Oh, goodness. Everything. Don't give me that. That's so hard.
Okay.
I might have to come back to it.
Okay, fine. Yeah. A mum hack that never fails you.
Okay, a mum hack. So recently, HelloFresh.
Okay.
Because then we don't argue about who's cooking dinner.
Fair
and
enough.
It's quite easy to do and I don't mind cooking it.
Yeah.
But also probably the mum friends that you have, I think.
Yeah.
Just the support.
No.
So, yeah, especially the ones, we have like this mum's WhatsApp group, a small amount of us that, when you could only have like 5 or 6 people. This is not quick fire now, is it? Sorry. But like 5 or 6 people that could go for a lunch or something in COVID. So we just had that. And then that grew a little bit. If someone couldn't make it, then someone else. So we've got there's some great mums on there, and we still give each other advice like every day.
That's amazing. I love to hear that. One thing that motherhood taught you that casting never could.
Oh my goodness. I think just the pure love for someone.
Amazing.
I don't know whether that has anything to do with casting. I'm sure I put something. Another thing, to live in the moment and enjoy everything about life, because if you see it through her eyes, that's
it's way more fun. It's true. It's way more fun through their eyes. A favorite way to reset after a long day?
Just chill out and watch TV.
Yeah, chill. Perfect. And then best advice you received about balancing work and motherhood?
You just go with it.
Just go with it. Fair enough.
I don't know what you can do, right? Yeah.
No, fair enough. Okay, and then lastly, your superpower as a mum. Dun, dun, dun.
Do I have a superpower?
Well, yeah, yes, you do. That's just my rule. I don't know. Do I have a superpower? I don't know.
Well, I think George thinks because I feel like I'm her friend, and he's like, you can't always be her friend, you have to be her parent too. Yeah. So I don't know. That's super.
Navigating. You're a cool mom then, basically.
I wish I was a cool mom.
If she thinks so, that's all that matters, basically.
For now, maybe.
Amazing, Leanne. Thank you so much for your time today. I really, really appreciate it. I mean, just again, giving us a glimpse into what it's like being a casting director, navigating motherhood, trying to find the balance, and what that looks like for you, I think is really, really huge.
Thank you. I really enjoyed doing it. I was, a little bit nervous.
Well, see, totally fun. We laugh and we just have a chat.
Yeah.
That's it. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
No worries.
Thank you so much for listening. I hope this conversation reminds you that it is possible to build a life that holds both ambition and softness. Until next time, this is me, Rachel, sending you love, light, and a little extra grace for the next week ahead.